This is the Getting Into Alignment podcast. Here we play in the quantum world of possibilities. If you desire it, you get to have it. My name is Alexa Ray Smith. I'm a business coach and spiritual teacher for women in business. I'm here to help you unlock your personal power and tap into your magnetism so that you can manifest the most incredible life for yourself and build the business of your dreams. These episodes will help you plug into the energy of infinite potentiality and teach you the tools you need to play in this world where limitations don't exist. On this podcast, I'll be talking to you about energetics, mindset, embodiment, spirituality, money, and business. Everything that you want is on the other side of you getting into alignment. Do you want to have the freedom to design your own life? Are you ready to know that you have the power to create any reality that you desire? If so, Alchemy of Manifestation, my manifestation community, is designed to help you manifest anything that you've ever desired. Within this year-long membership, you will learn proven techniques to gain the abundance, success, and happiness that you've always desired. You're going to learn to tap into the power of the universe so that you can alchemize any reality that you've ever wanted. Not only will you learn to manifest your new reality, you'll also learn how to build a new identity so that you become the person who effortlessly, energetically aligns with all of their desires. So if you're completely ready to transform your life and unlock your full potential, then join Alchemy of Manifestation today, and you can start manifesting everything you've ever desired. Hey everyone, welcome to the Getting Into Alignment podcast. My name is Alexa Ray Smith. If you are new here, I am a spiritual teacher and I am a business mentor for female entrepreneurs. I am trusting that you can hear me over my dogs playing in the background because if we're being quite honest, I wanted to record this podcast episode earlier today in the morning, and today has just been a very eventful day for me. So because I have to go home for my sister's wedding on Friday, I am going back to New York. This will be a shorter work week for me. So even though today has been kind of chaotic, I am still recording all of the things, even if that means puppies and dog pattering in the background. So what I wanted to talk to you today about, we are on day 10 of the Manifestation 30 Days of Manifestation podcast, where each episode I am talking to you about something that I see people struggling with or messing up in the manifestation world. So each of these episodes is really explaining in detail things where I see people are commonly making mistakes and it's preventing them from manifesting. So I feel like today should be totally inspired off of the chaos that I have been dealing with. So without getting into too many details, because I am not one to toss around all my trauma or complain and talk about everything that's going wrong. But to make a long story short, my puppy has been sick for the past few days, and that has been causing me to have a lot of messes that I have had to clean up. On top of that, there's just a lot of things going on in my family right now. Even though I'm going home for my sister's wedding, and that's really exciting, there are some things happening in my family that are the polarity of that, which I'm not going to get into on here because they are not my stories to tell. But there's just a lot going on right now, and if I'm being fully honest, I am a little worried about my family back home due to these various things that are happening. And so today was just not my day. I woke up and it was one of those days where seemingly everything starts going wrong. I had cleaned up more poop by 12 p.m. today than I think I ever have in my life. And there was just like a lot. And what was so funny to me is that now that I've been doing this work and I'm becoming more conscious, I was aware of it. I was aware that I wasn't in the best frequency. So, and this is as a manifestation coach, you guys, like I'm human, we're all human. And I think that we're trying to become these humans that are perfect. And it's like we're trying to reach these unattainable goals of perfection. And it's like, that's not available. We really are never going to have that open to us. So instead, why don't we embrace our humanity? And talking about the humanness is, I think, honestly, really reassuring. Like, I don't wake up every single day in love with my life. I do my work, but some days are a little more difficult than others. And today I was walking. So I normally walk with the girls twice a day. And first thing is we walk. But my oldest dog, Ghost, was, I don't know. She was getting into some ruckus. So I didn't go on a walk first thing in the morning. And I decided to really wait. And I ended up going on a walk with them halfway throughout the day. And the wind burst and my hat ended up flying into a pond. And there was a bunch of construction workers that watched this because they're apparently redoing some of the condo roofs. And in that moment, I just had to laugh. I like honestly just had to laugh. And it really reminded me of an Abraham Hicks story that she tells. And there's one time where she's on an where she's on an airplane, and this guy next to her, like, she is really feeding into his energy. And she, long story short, she watches this guy's wine. I'm pretty sure this is the story. She watches the guy's wine, and then the wine ends up spilling all over her. And she just kind of laughs and she goes, "Yeah, that was expected. All right, that makes sense." And that's exactly what I felt like in that moment while I had yet another poop bag in my hand, which is why I could not grab my hat and I had two dogs in my hand. The hat just flew into the water and it was like, yep, that makes sense. Just because my energy and my mindset, even though I kept trying to get them straight, I just have a lot going on in my family that I don't typically have. And like, honestly, it's more my concerns about my sister's health right now, which are very scary. And again, I won't get into all of that, but it's just been a trying time. And I say all of this because we are human and there are days where our mind is going to be more difficult to be positive. There are days when our energy is going to be more difficult to be in a higher, more expansive energy. And it doesn't mean that you have to keep feeding into the negativity or the low frequencies or the shitty limiting beliefs. So I wanted to record a podcast where I tell you that you get to control your life at any moment. And while, yes, there are things that you cannot control outside of you, you can also control and you can take responsibility for yourself where you're at. And so if that means that you just had like a really bad day, it doesn't mean, or even like a bad week, it doesn't mean blaming everyone outside of you. It doesn't mean taking no responsibility. It doesn't mean finding any excuse in the world that things aren't going to work for you. It just means that you're human and not everything goes the way we plan. And what you can do is control how you react in those situations. And what you can do is when you notice that your energy, your mindset, and your frequency, when you notice that these things are not shifting, then it's like, okay, well, what can I do to shift them? So for me, instead of continuing to work on my business all day and instead of recording more episodes of the podcast, instead of recording my module for quantum and my module for currency, instead of doing all of these things, it was like, all right, I'm really not going to show up as the best version of myself because I really just like, I don't know, I feel like I need to eat some food. I feel like I need to sit down. I just kind of need a break. So I ended up cutting our walk early, coming back, making some tacos, and I put on this show that is on Amazon Prime and it's so fucking good, called Citadel. And there's only 2 episodes out. Thank me later because it's really good. And I just watched it for an hour. I kept my phone away from me because I'm a content creator, I'm a mentor, I run my business on social media and through my website. So technically, every time I'm looking at my phone, whether I'm relaxing or not, it could be something about work, right? And that is something as an entrepreneur that I expect. But it was also like, I need to put Alexa the entrepreneur on the shelf right now, and I need to take care of Alexa the human. And for all of us, that's going to look different. For you, that might mean I need to take a nap. It might mean that you need to go get a good workout in. It might mean that you need to book a session with your therapist, your coach, your energy healer, get a massage, get your nails done, like whatever it looks like for you. But I want you to realize that even if it seems like your manifestation isn't working, even if things in life seem like they're falling apart, even if you're having like a really shit day, you ultimately get to decide how that day goes for you. And you ultimately get to decide whether you keep playing out those narratives or whether you end up playing out something different in your life. And it's really up to you. And no, it's not the easiest thing in the world. But you know what's really, really easy is playing into these low frequencies and not trying to feel better because you're comfortable here or it takes less work or whatever the case is. I find that a lot of people want manifestation to be so easy without putting in the work, but it's like if you don't put in the work, you're not going to be getting anywhere. And then the opposite side of that is if you're doing too much work, then you're not taking care of yourself fully. And with everything, it's always the duality. So, what I want you to realize is whether it's a bad day, a bad week, or you're trying to manifest something and it hasn't been showing up, when you notice that you're playing into those frequencies, when you notice that something needs to shift, you get to take your power back and you get to shift whatever needs to shift in that moment. That might mean calling it an early day. That might mean canceling some plans. That might mean rearranging some things in your schedule. But your energy is the most important thing. So it's like, what can you do so that way you can get yourself back into energetic alignment and you can start having a better day? One thing that I don't really love is that Abraham Hicks teaches you that if you are in a low vibration, then you kind of have to wait until tomorrow until you wake up and you get into that theta state again and you can get yourself into a good state. And I think that's kind of wasteful. While I do want you to take care of your human, I also want you to realize that taking care of your human doesn't have to be an entire day thing. It doesn't have to be an entire week thing. It doesn't mean you put on your comfy pajamas and they're ugly and you close the blinds and you binge watch Grey's Anatomy for an entire week on Netflix. It could mean like I took an hour to watch a show, to cook some lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it, and then get my shit together. And then what did I do? I went on and I recorded a live. And then literally, like the moment that my live was done, my friend called me. So I talked with my friend and I caught up with my friend. And then I had to reach out to my other friend who is coming and watching the girls for the weekend while I'm away. And it's like, okay, I did all of the things. I feel like me again. I'm good to go. And now here I am. I'm recording the podcast. And while I probably will not record a module for quantum or for currency today, I did drop pre-work for currency. So currency is now open. Like the students now have the ability to start doing the work that's going to lay the foundation for them to create an abundant mindset. And Quantum already has 2 modules that have no homework because they're so dense in science and information that I want my students to replay them. So it's like that gives them another day to replay those. Some of my students took advantage of the quantum currency bundle. So it's like they're in both of them. So now they get to start doing the pre-work for currency and then they'll get a module and they'll get a module for quantum. So If anything, it might be working out better that I'm not recording them. But do you see how I took pressure off of myself? If I was so rigid with how today had to go, if I was like, no, my work week is getting short, because I work pretty much 7 days a week because I love my job and not because I have to, I just love it. But it's like I create content, I record videos every day, I do this, I do that, da 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 da. And I'm not saying I work all day every day, but I traditionally do work every single day. And now I'm going to be on a plane and then I'm coming back a day later than I intended because I wanted a nonstop flight. So it's like I'm missing a bunch of days of work out of this week and next week that I would ideally not like to miss. But if I was putting all of this pressure on myself to get all of these tasks accomplished today, I would be so fucking frustrated, you guys. Like I really was just at my wits end. Like I talk to my dogs like they are humans. And earlier today I was like, Gaia, like I really just need you to stop. I really just don't have it in me anymore because it was just like she was just getting into trouble after trouble after trouble, and I was not able to get any work stuff done because I kept having to go deal with puppy stuff. So it was like if I kept trying to work and if I didn't spend more time with her and if I didn't eat some food and drink some water and hydrate myself and relax, then I would have shown up in this energy of like I have to be here. Oh my god, I have to get this done. And my students would have felt that, right? And pressure is the number one way to really push your manifestations away from you. And I'm pretty sure I had an entire episode called Taking the Pressure Off of Your Manifestation. It's been a minute since I recorded the podcast because I've just had a lot going on in the business. But pressure is something that's going to guarantee that you're not in the energy that you want to be in. And I'm always telling you guys that every moment is a new moment for you to start manifesting and creating your new reality. So it's like allow yourself to be human. And then when you notice that your frequency is shifted, or if you're feeling better, or whatever the case is, it's like now how can you get back on the horse and how can you like keep going? And for me, that meant doing a TikTok live where I could connect with my community and hang out and answer some manifestation questions. And then it meant connecting with a friend and checking in with them and, you know, and then checking up with my friend and making sure she's still coming to watch the girls and all of these things. But it's like, if I was too rigid, I would have forced myself to do all these things and they would have showed up with like terrible energy. It wouldn't have been my best quality. It would have been forced. I would have just been frustrated. And if we're being fully honest, my 10K masterclass that I edited this morning, I tried to save that video 3 times and it did not save. So I had to post the unedited version in my new group for women in business. So I have the business membership now, which is called WWMB, Women Who Make Bank. And then I also have the manifestation membership, Alchemy of Manifestation, AOM, for people who want to learn to manifest. And each month in WWMB, I am dropping an exclusive training to help women make more money a month in their business than they thought they could make in a year. Alchemy of Manifestation is completely different. That is 3 to 4 manifestation programs that were fully done programs that I decided to take thousands of dollars off and put together. So Alchemy of Manifestation doesn't require any more work on my part. That, unless I decide to add anything to it, that's fully there. But WWMB, that is something that I'm now dropping monthly and it's brand new. I just opened it up yesterday or the day before that. So it does require me to be creating content and putting it in there. But if I spent all morning editing a video and then I spent 3 different times, maybe even 4, I tried to save the video and I got an error every single time, obviously today probably isn't the best day for me to try and record 2 more videos, edit 2 more videos, and then try and save them. Especially video modules that are going towards my signature programs, because currency and quantum are 2 signature programs. So right now I'm building out 2 programs that I will probably have available for the entire time I am running this business, because they're such powerful topics, and they're something that I have been wanting to teach on for so long, and I've been learning about for like 10 years. So it's like, sometimes you have to be a little more fluid with what you're doing. Would it have been ideal to been able to record all the things today? Yeah. And am I gonna try and like force things that clearly aren't coming into fruition today? No. Sometimes you have to lean back and surrender. And I feel like that's a beautiful metaphor for manifestation, because how many times are you being so fixed in what you want in your manifestation, and so fixed on how it has to come and the things that you have to do to get there, when it's like, what if you just didn't do those things? What if you focused on your energy more? What if you focused on your mindset more? What if you trusted that if it was meant to happen that day, it would happen easily? It wouldn't be something that is forceful and problematic. And can you trust that it's going to show up even better because of that? It's the whole not rushing divine timing thing. If you saw my TikTok that I posted today about how even getting Gaia, my puppy, I wanted to get Gaia in October. When Ghost, my older dog, turned 7, I wanted to get her a puppy. And I only get big female dogs. Like, that is a requirement for me. I like, it just is. Small dogs are not a vibe for me. Male dogs are definitely not a vibe for me. Like, I would honestly say I don't think you'll ever see me have a male dog or a small dog in my house. Like, if I am even talking to someone in prospective dating, if they have a Frenchie, no. Like, we out. I'm leaving. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, it's a standard for my life. No, it's not my vibe. So anyway, I was looking for a big dog. I was looking for a big female dog, and I couldn't find one. I couldn't find one. And I tried for like a month or 2. And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to let this go. I'm not letting it go. Like, I'm not getting a puppy, but I realized that when it's meant to be, it will happen. And a puppy isn't a small thing, right? Like, she's going to be with me for at least 8 years. So I probably don't want to rush it. And I stopped looking for a puppy for months. It literally was, I think, February. Yeah, I think February. And I was having a beach day with my friends. And my friend was like, hey, Alexa, do you want a puppy? And I was like, yeah? Like, what kind? And are there any females? And she's a German Shepherd Pit Bull mix. Ghost is a Dalmatian Pit Bull mix. So I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And then I saw her. All of my animals are always white, but if we're being fully honest, my favorite color is black. And I am kind of a little sick of having white animals that get their hair all over my black clothes. So then comes Gaia, and she's brown, but she's got this white spot that goes all way around her neck, and white spots on her feet and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, she is perfect. Everything that I wanted in a dog. I wanted a dog that would play with Ghost. I wanted a dog that would play tug of war with her. I wanted an active dog. I wanted a dog that really, like, everything that I wanted in my dog, I got in Gaia. And Ghost and her, it was a rough start because Gaia was just a puppy and annoying. She was 7 weeks when I got her. But Ghost and her now, she's 3 months, and they're fucking besties. They love each other so much. Everything that I wanted is exactly what I got. Everything that I envisioned is exactly what I got. They play tug of war together. They freaking love each other. They have so much fun with one another. And I put out this manifestation to the universe in October, and I didn't get her until February. Are you willing to realize that in the co-creation process, you are co-creating. You are not the creator. You don't do all of the heavy lifting. And when things seem like they're falling apart or things seem like they're really hard, it's typically a sign that we're trying to force something to come in a certain way. For me today, I was stressed because I was like, oh, freak, I didn't realize how much work I have to do this week just because of the way my schedule lined up. I'm a very fluid person and I don't like making plans and I go with the flow. So I don't traditionally have things where I'm like, "Oh, sugar, I'm really going to be disrupted for this week." Like I can normally always just like work around things. But that's just not how it always works out. And it's like, okay, but can I trust that I have been putting out enough content, that I've been selling my products daily, that everything I do is life changing, that my one on ones are booking out, that I'm making money every single day, that clients are still coming in, that my money or my business makes money every single night? Like, can I trust all of these things? And can I trust that, just like with Gaia and the perfect puppy, if I want to create amazing content and have it be the best content, that sometimes that means creating content on a different day. And here's the thing, you guys, if I had done what I had originally planned and created the module for currency today, I would not have created the pre-work. I was going to drop a module and then have homework, and that's how that program was going to start. And then because of today, I was like, well, let me just work on the homework. And then after I did it, I was like, oh my God, this is so fucking good. This needs to be the pre-work. This needs to be them just focusing on this, because this is like, I'm not even giving them any details. I'm just telling them what they have to do, because I'm helping them trick their mind without them tricking their mind and without giving their mind enough information to realize they're being tricked. Like, it's fucking brilliant. The pre-work alone is going to change everyone's money story. Currency is even more life-changing because I put this pre-work in there. I already know that this pre-work alone will be a fucking game changer for everyone's money story. So like, anybody who gets into this program, I know for a fact they're going to write me and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, Alexa, my life with money was already changed on the pre-work before I even dropped a module." That's not something that I would have planned to do. It's something that happened because I wasn't in the mindset and the energy to record a video module today. Doesn't mean I didn't get on camera. I still hosted an hour-long live on TikTok. I still showed up for my community, and I showed up differently. So what I want to ask you is, can you trust that it's all adding up and it's all working out, and that everything that you've done is laying a foundation for the life that you desire to create, even if you're having a human day? And like, if you're a woman, we are cyclical beings. If you're having a day where you're on your moon and you're cranky and you're frustrated and you're low energy and you're tired, then you get to be that. So how can you trust that no matter what? Like, but how can you just trust that you are doing the work, and that even when you're feeling low energy, that you're still not completely subscribing to all of your limiting beliefs? You're still working on what you can, but how can you not push yourself so hard? The patriarchy tells us that we can only receive money if we're working really hard or if we're doing something to receive it. But it's like, can you trust that the money's going to come while you're eating tacos on your couch midway throughout the day watching a television show because like you just needed a break? Honestly, with that live that I went on, because I went on at a time that I wouldn't have normally, I had a woman reach out to me and ask me where she should start because she wants to start taking my programs and didn't know which one to start with. That wouldn't have happened if I didn't show up at that live at that time. So it's like, if I feel like today's podcast episode was more of stories of being a human. I tell you guys so much information on how to manifest and how to work on your mindset and how to work on your energy and all of the things. But I also want to be the coach that keeps it transparent with you. And it's not always easy running your own business. It's not always easy being your own boss. It's not always easy being a content creator. It's not always easy teaching other people to manifest and dealing with all the projections. It's not always easy when you have medical concerns in your family that are out of your control. It's not always easy to be a human. Like, that's just part of the human experience. I don't know if you can hear Gaia and her toy squeaking in the background. It's just a sign that it's time to go. But I want to leave this episode here and just say you get to be human and you get to manifest. You get to be in a lower frequency and you still get to be living your dream life. You get to have a day where your mindset isn't like fully on point and you can still meet yourself and honor yourself with what you need. And then once you've given yourself some time and a break and you've taken the pressure off, you can still go back and you can still rise and you can still do the things that you needed to do, but maybe in a different way. And maybe because it'll be at the perfect timing, and maybe because the universe is rearranging things behind the scenes to make sure that you are fully supported in ways that you could never know, see, or understand. But you just have to trust that if you're being called to take a break, if you're being called to honor your human, then do it, because your body always knows. Your mind is the thing that can lie to you. Your body doesn't lie. Your body is telling you what it needs. So instead of being so heady about this, I want you to be a human who's manifesting. And that means picking yourself up when you're having a bad day. That means letting yourself have a shorter day if that's what you need. Whatever you need. It isn't about making sure that anybody understands or they agree with it. It's about doing what you need and trusting that your manifestations are still going to come. And what if they come in an even better way because of that? And Gaia is starting to get really lippy. So I'm going to go, you guys. I love you so much. I'll be back for episode 11, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a few days. All right. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. And if you want to learn how to manifest your desired reality, then get into Alchemy of Manifestation. That is the best place for you to learn how to manifest all of the success, happiness, and everything you desire. She's really going, so I'm going to go. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you're ready to go deeper and to get into my world, you can go to my website, alexaraysmith.com. You'll find all of my current programs on there. If you're desiring to get mentored by me, then the best thing to do is shoot me a DM on Instagram and we can talk about mentorship options and which one's the best fit for you. If you're absolutely loving this podcast, please go rate it 5 stars and let me know why you're loving it. This will help me share the podcast with more people. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And until the next episode, keep manifesting the most incredible life.